we've got obviously the excitement of the DCU is building. We're getting a lot of kind of, James Gunn on Threads is constantly chatting with his fans. I actually really appreciate that he takes the time to um, communicate as much as he does. It's very rare to be so intimately involved with the director in this way. It kind of feels like you're almost on the journey with him. Um, I think he understands the fans. I think he's very tapped into what people want and what they're looking for. He's got a real good sensibility for the superhero genre, and I think he's a great pick to be the person heading the DCU. Um, and along with what has been revealed and kind of talked about, we've got the first project coming out, which is Superman Legacy, and I've chatted a little bit about the importance of Superman Legacy, what it needs to be, and just it has to kind of, it's the first film as part of a new um, comic book universe. It's a reboot coming out of what was kind of a mid-successful Aquaman 2, but to have something come out and make 420 million, whatever it did, and be classed as a success after having uh, the last movie make any more money than that being the first Aquaman, which was in 2018. The DCEU was ultimately a disappointment, which is why we're here at the point where we're having a reboot in the first place. But it's exciting having a fresh take and seeing what will be happening with this. A lot of the fans are rapidly, following and trying to, get any glimpse of what news can come out about the story and what to expect. And what we've got now is an update from James Gunn with the cast all together for their first table read. And here's the photo. And what's interesting about this is, look, it's exciting to just see all the people together there. It's kind of fun seeing all these, actors come together. They just look like normal people, like sometimes you look at them as these, amazing, otherworldly people. But it's just great to see them all there as a group, just having a big cuddle. We've got a few characters there, and what he says in this post, he says, after the table read with the Superman cast, Eve, Mr. Terrific, Superman Clark, Otis, Lex, producer Peter Safran, Jimmy, Metamorpho, Lois, Hawk Girl, me, Guy, the engineer, all together for the first time. What a wonderful day. Notably, Millie Alcock, who was recently cast as Supergirl, she's not here. Doesn't necessarily mean she's not going to be part of the film, but I imagine she's not playing a major part of this film. But what we do see is the confirmation that our friend over there, Lex Luthor, is bald. He's not going to have that beautiful red wig that we saw Jesse Eisenberg wear. Nicholas Holt's going to be going full bald, and he's rocking it. It looks good. Look, this is just exciting news. I think it's nice to see all these guys together. The idea of this world is very interesting in that we're starting out with what seems to be a really established superhero world. I think there's some hesitation from a lot of us, seeing that we went from Man of Steel, which was just a solo Superman story, to Batman v Superman, which was an introduction to Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman with a shoehorned kind of quick cameo bits of Aquaman and the Flash and Cyborg. And I loved Batman v Superman. I still love it. I'm a big fan of it. I struggled to defend it after Justice League came out, but then the Zack Snyder version was awesome. But yeah, I really loved that film. But one thing I can agree with is that if they decided to go down the route of saying, let's make an independent solo Batman film and an independent solo Wonder Woman film, and then have them combined together, that movie definitely would have made $1 billion. People loved the character of Wonder Woman when she came out in the first film. People loved Superman. I think mostly they loved Superman. And I think if we did a really cool Ben Affleck Batman film, I think people would have just been really thirsty for a really awesome trio to come together. But they skipped all that anticipation and went, bam, here we are. We are now doing this trio. They're already together. Which is for DC essentially like their version of like the Avengers. You know, they got like the Justice League and stuff, but that trio is like the trio. What's interesting about this is that, you know, we've got Superman, but all these other characters, except for Lex Luthor, are not really mainstream characters. They're not anyone we've really seen or experienced. They haven't included Batman. They haven't included Wonder Woman. They haven't included Supergirl. There's no real... We don't know who the villain is, really. We've got a Green Lantern, but it's not a traditional Green Lantern. It's Guy Gardner, who's more of a... he's not your main kind of headliner Green Lantern. So what we have here is an established world. And like I said, there's a bit of hesitation. But the way that James Gunn's approaching it isn't to just shoehorn all the people that are going to be like the buzzwords. You know, there's not Batman, there's not Wonder Woman, there's not, you know, these characters. It is a Superman, Lex Luthor, Lois Lane, and these other dudes, who for the mainstream audience are just, they wouldn't know who the heck these people are. And I think that's smart because it introduces us to a world. I think, you know, these people will probably play small cameos and little bits here and there, but altogether it's going to be a Superman story, I hope. And hopefully he gets the justice he deserves. So great to see this. What do you guys think about this? Is it and elevating your excitement, seeing all the cast together, knowing that this is now coming together, that they're going to start shooting very soon. Didn't mention that, but yes, the shooting of this film is going to start, I think, next week or something. It's happening very imminently, so that's exciting. We'll be able to get some behind the scenes photos maybe, or, you know, little bits and bobs coming out, which I'm excited to see. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments